In a changing to our scheduled programme, tonight we have on me, Simon Roberts, and Eugene Berger. Jono decided he couldn't do it, so we've drafted Eugene in as a last-minute replacement.
Yeah.
To give a little bit of insight / review of the India-Afghanistan fixture, which seems to be another one, from my understanding, that was a lot closer than, again, the scorecard suggests. Or is that right? Or
No.
What do you think?
No, the scorecard is 100% correct. I mean, having watched some of the game this morning, Afghanistan got off to a great start, really nice and solid. 32 for 1, 63 for 2. Great fifth wicket partnership, getting them to 184 for 4. It looked just like, again, no disrespect to Afghanistan, it looked like ODI cricket 10 years ago. Getting up to 280, which gets you a winning score, and you're going to be happy because there's a chance that you're going to be able to defend it. Where I don't think that's happening in world cricket anymore, is it?
Well, no, or World Cup cricket 4 years ago, when that was the case in the UK. And it seemed to be, if you could get anything around 240 plus, it was a competitive score. But no, it doesn't seem to be happening in quite the same manner in this tournament.
Yeah. I mean,
no, like you guys were saying last night, bat is firmly dominating the ball. But yeah, some steady performances though today, weren't there, from India? Who would you say was the standout?
Rohit Sharma for me. Okay, well, I suppose let's go with the bowling first, because Afghanistan batted. They took that first choice at hitting the ball. I thought Bumrah bowled really well. Yadav and Jadeja were the standout bowlers for me. I mean, they were just class. It was really interesting. The spinners are bowling much flatter than tossing it up a lot of the time because of the way the wickets are playing. It seems to be, and I think it'll be interesting to see as the tournament progresses, if they do start bowling a bit slower, to give the ball more opportunity to turn. It seems like they're bowling, wicket to wicket, trying to bowl as many dot balls as they can. I mean, you look at Yadav today, he bowled 35 dot balls in his spell of 10, which you put that into perspective, that's a pretty decent spell.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot flatter than I think they normally would because of the way that the pitches have been created.
Yeah, I think that's probably, I've not thought of it like that, but you look at some of the spinners that have got the wickets. When you think of Mitch Santner the other day getting 5, and he's not, I mean, he can bowl it slowly, but he's not sort of renowned as a slower paced bowler. He is more of a kind of drive it into the pitch, that kind of thing. But then again, I suppose you'd say Yadav is normally a flight bowler, and he's changed. Maybe that's why in the first few games, some of the bowlers like a Rashid, for example, who you thought would be very effective in India, wasn't as effective as he normally is, because he just hadn't quite got the pace of his pitch. He obviously bowled significantly better yesterday against a drastically different opposition. But yeah, maybe that is coming into things a little bit, where the spinners are starting to fire in. Maybe that's because of the two sort of slightly too paced nature of the pitches. It strikes me from the bits that I've seen that the spinners have figured out how to bowl on it, but the seamers, I've not been very impressed. Obviously, Reece Topley did okay yesterday, but I think it strikes me those types of pitches where a bit of old-fashioned bowling, sort of running in, hitting the channel. Steve Finn was doing quite an interesting piece of commentary on the radio that I was listening to on yesterday, and he was sort of saying it seemed to him like the old bit of it's gone out of fashion. The run in, hit the top of off stump. Obviously, Bangladesh tried to do that against South Africa, sort of at the back end of the innings. Sri Lanka tried to do that against South Africa, and it meant they got whopped everywhere. But I think with a new ball, it seems to me that if you just run in and think, I'm going to bowl a decent area, there's enough in these pitches to give you a chance. It is they are a little bit too paced, not massively. Obviously, people aren't getting 360 on the one that's horribly too paced. But yeah, that'd be my little assessment of it. What do you think?
Very fair analysis, actually. I've not thought about that way. When you think about it, I mean, when India played Australia, Australia had India, well, what was it, 3 for 2 when they were bowling, and they were, top of off. And I mean, maybe it wasn't, the shots weren't that flash, but you speak about Topley taking that 4 for, he bowled, the wickets he got literally clipped the top of off. So
Shakib, the one who got Shakib was a hell of a scene, wasn't it? So yeah, I mean, whether whether it changes as the tournament progresses and whether it's more the variations that people just seem to go to very, very early.
Well, Bumrah did that today.
For me.
Bumrah was up to his variations very, very early today, as much as he was bowling.
But he's obviously a very good bowler, don't get me wrong. He's always been that kind of, he's always done that, so to speak, where you'd have thought like a Siraj or a Thacker is more of that kind of running, just want you to bowl it and hit a decent area. A little bit like Liam Plunkett did in the last one. Me and Jono discussed that on various different things with England's bowling attack. But I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit of an old-fashioned bowler and just think that sometimes the old things work.
Well, as history will repeat itself, old things always come back into fashion. So maybe maybe that's where we are.
Maybe Peter Martin back of a length might come in.
Yeah.
That was the last time England played New Zealand in the opening game of the World Cup, by the way. Peter Martin opened the ball. It just spread it.
Oh, very good.
But how did you get on his Super Brew today?
Mate, I'm nowhere in Super Brew. Before we quickly go there, I just wanted to mention that, we have finished the round on Super Brew. And of the 8 games, there were 1100s. That just puts into perspective how many runs are being scored. Also, massive congrats to Rohit Sharma, who is now top of the pile in terms of ODI hundreds in the Cricket World Cup. I think he scored 7.
Oh, wow.
700s in total across all World Cups. I think he's just overtaken Sachin Tendulkar. I would have thought a lot more. I suspect there's going to be many, many more because of the sheer...
I was going to say, Devon Conway could break that in this tournament.
Yeah, because of the sheer amount of games that they've got, 9 pool games. And then, if you get the opportunity to play in the semi and the final, you've got another opportunity. But yeah. I started really strong in Super Brew. And then, as usual, probably much like my golf game, fell away quite a bit. I think I'm currently sitting in 30, nope, not quite there. Yeah, 31st is where I currently sit.
31st, you are, yeah.
But we must.
I am.
Yeah,
not.
no. I think you're not on the bottom anymore. You're 46th, as far as I can see.
46th on my own somehow, even though there's quite a few on 8 points. I'm not quite sure how this works.
Scarily, Jono has overtaken me as our worst predictor. But good on him. He's now in 29th place on 10 points. But yeah, big shout out to Bryn Jones, who is our yellow cap holder and the first winner of the £50 Woodstock voucher. So
yeah, congratulations, Bryn.
Absolutely. And then, as we're mentioning the top of the pile, we might as well mention the bottom of the pile. Anush Ganesh, who's one of the Twickenham CC boys, plays in our 4th and 5th 11, maybe 3rd 11s next year. He bowls very well, very good leg spinner. So yeah, he
if you don't get a 3rd 11, Anush, I'm sure my cricket club will have you if you're off these leg spinning, because we could do with one of them.
I think he works at St Mary's University, which is the reason he found Twickenham Cricket Club, which is quite nice. So, but yeah, big shout out to those guys. Really tight at the top. A load of people are on 12 points. So yeah, it was good to see so many people still involved and still going in. If you do listen to this before tomorrow morning's match, please make sure you get your picks in. We really don't want you to, lose points because you forgot to make a pick.
Yes, I've gone for my picks. Well, I've locked my picks.
So you can see everyone else's. Don't mention it though, because you don't want to give away. You don't want to give away what everybody else has chosen. You see.
I don't quite sure know how I see that, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you most definitely can. Tomorrow's game, absolute cracker though. Australia versus South Africa, 9:30 in the morning start. I will.
Oh, bless you.
Be waking up on time to watch that.
Yeah, that does strike me as a hell of a game.
Australia obviously.
What's your thoughts on that? Are you confident?
I'm never confident when it comes to cricket. Cricket's one of those games where when you've got two, I'm going to take the splinters out of my backside because I'm sitting on the fence here. I mean, whoever pitches up on the day is going to win, but I'd like to think that Australia are hurting after the loss to India earlier in the week. And I'd like to think South Africa are riding on the high from the drubbing they gave Sri Lanka. So I'd like to hope that South Africa continue their reign, but it's World Cup cricket. Crazy things can happen. But yeah, if I had to make a call, I would say South Africa are going to win that with ease.
Oh, I've gone comfortably. I've actually backed South Africa to win comfortably.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's quite interesting. Yeah. I think this tournament will actually. I think the first the first week's been, everyone's been feeling it out a little bit. You obviously had South Africa played very, very well. India have looked very competitive in their beating Australia. Big game, obviously, they won today. England in their second game looked better. I wouldn't say completely where they should be. And New Zealand looked ridiculous, if we're being completely honest. So it's. I know you guys discussed it, and people coming into form, but there's still a lot of time for people to get out of form.
That's the problem, right? Yeah, it's a lot of time.
And to the point where Australia currently have one of their, the tournament is that long where one of the Australian side isn't in India.
Is he not? Hang on, I haven't heard this.
No, Travis Head is still in Australia.
Is he in the squad? I thought he was out of the squad and not picked at all.
No. He's picked to open the batting. He's picked as one of their 15. And that when asked in a press conference or whatever it was today, Pat Cummins sort of said, "How's Travis Head recovery?" Oh. Well, yeah, it's going okay. He's still on. He's sat on his sofa in Adelaide.
Absolutely love that.
So
I've literally gone to the Cricket World Cup website. I've had a look at the Australian squad. Everyone's got a nice, colourful picture with its clothing on, and there's a blank space next to Travis Head's name.
That's because he's not been to India
I
yet.
love that.
Well, he did for the warm-up game when he got dengue fever. Shubman Gill's actually got at the minute, hasn't he? And they don't know quite how long he'll be. I know he was a lot of people's picks for player of the tournament,
including me. So
that's, I mean, a bit of a stomach bug every once in a while could throw a spanner in the works, people. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's progressing nicely. You wouldn't say there's been any shocks. Have you been surprised by anyone's performance?
No, if I'm honest. I got one result wrong in my Super Brew picks, which was the Afghanistan-Bangladesh game, because I listened to you and you talked me into going Afghanistan. No, I made that choice on my own, I must be honest. But no deep surprises. How about yourself? Have you seen anything that you sort of say was a bit of a surprise, or any performance?
I was surprised in the Pakistan game that Sri Lanka got as many as they got yesterday. To be fair, that has been one thing that has surprised me. How poor, I'll say poor, some of the seam bowling's been, especially the Pakistan bowling attack, which, if you're looking before the tournament, we all said would be up there with one of the best in the world, and it has been poo, if we're being polite. But Dave, I think so, yeah. So I've not been, that's been one thing. The amount of runs scored, I have found a little bit surprising. Given the bits that I have seen, whether I don't think the wickets looked that great. So I don't know, I perhaps need to watch a little bit more and go, right, is this down to poor bowling, which as a former bowler, I normally like to give the bowlers as much rep as I can. But yeah, but no, teams-wise, nothing's really surprised me. England lost the first game. Yeah, that's against New Zealand, who are a good team. I wouldn't ever throw that out as a shock. I think what I said at the start about there being 2 sets of 3, I think you could probably throw that with the way it is as a set of 5 at the minute. And then Pakistan as the sort of next ones. And then you've got Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and then Afghanistan and the Netherlands have bottomed. But because I do think New Zealand have looked very good in South Africa in their one game did look excellent. So I'd say if you're looking at it on form, then it's very much a 5 into 4 job for the semis. So, and I don't think any of them missing out a bit shock, other than maybe India. So, yeah. Do we know who's recording tomorrow?
Well, we thought we knew who was recording today, so I'm not going to say any names. It'll be
it could be 2 of us, it could be 3 of us, it could be 1 of us. Yeah. Who knows? We all have the power now.
Exactly. But yeah.
So, but yes. I think that's about everything.
Sounds good.
I'll let you get back to the pub.
Sounds good. I'll see you later, Robert.
Okay, mate. Bye.